Welcome to the country, where we do country things. And on today's video, we're going to do a review and a recap of what went on this week as far as the deer are concerned. We've had some changes made and we got some new subscribers, so I just want to go through the deer farm and go through the entire thing, show everybody who we got here, who we don't have here anymore, and just kind of get ready for breeding season. So let me get this camera turned around and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so we'll start off with Bo here. Bo is our 4-year-old buck. He is our tame buck. He's the one that we feature a lot on this channel. And he has moved into Speck's pen. So Speck was the piebald buck that we owned. He's one of the bucks that we sold to a different farm this week. He scored 189 inches as a 7-year-old buck, so he grew the biggest set of antlers he's ever grown in his life this year. He's getting on up there in age. Like I said, he's 7 years old, and we made a decision this year as we transition more to a production or a profitable farm versus just being a hobby farm. As we make that transition, we had to make some decisions, and Speck was one of those that we felt like we need to go ahead and let go of. So Bo is going to be in his pen. He's going to spend the whole winter in this pen. Now this is a central pen. It's in the middle of the facility. It's away from all of the edges, and it's the most protected pen that we have, and that's why we wanted to put Bo here. We want to protect him as much as possible, and he spent the winter in this pen last year by himself, so he's going to do the same thing this year. So we'll take a walk over here. We'll go over here to this north pen, show you what we got going on in there. I thought I'd start off by showing you guys, you know, the familiar deer sign that a lot of people see right here on these trees. So this is what the yearling buck that's in here is doing right now. He's shed his velvet and he is marking his territory. So the other buck that we moved out was a buck that we named Buckshot. Buckshot was in this north pen with the yearling all summer, and we moved him out to the same farm that Speck went to. You can see where they'd been rubbing their antlers on these trees. Just walk up to get you guys a closer look at him. Now this is Ruby. Ruby's the oldest deer on the farm. She's 10 years old. Hey, baby. You can see she's transitioning from her summer red to her winter gray. A lot of them are in their gray. Some are transitioning still. So the ones that are transitioning, they look a little bit shabby, but they'll be slick and in their gray here pretty soon. Over here we got Red 20. She's nursing a single doe fawn this year. She had her first fawn this year. She's just a 2-year-old. And there is the Buckshot son, the yearling. Like I said, he's come out of his velvet. He's already into his winter coat. And he is looking really good for a yearling buck. We're really happy with him. He's probably 25 inches wide or so. So he's a really wide buck. I'm hoping he just gets wider next year. Hey, buddy. So with his dad not being here no more, he's kind of taking over dominance of this pen, and he's doing all that marking and stuff. And we're not gonna keep his antlers on too much longer. Like I said, we just don't like to take a chance of him getting hung up in the fence and doing something to hurt himself and hurt these girls, even though they're gonna be moved out pretty soon. We're gonna go ahead and knock him down and take his antlers off. Don't know if I'll video that or not, but so over there in the corner, we have Slim. And if you can remember, back in the wintertime, Slim got sick, and we medicated her with soaking up some medicine on some bread and giving it to her for about 2 weeks straight. And it cleaned her up, it got her better. She had some type of stomach issue, and we got her over that. Unfortunately, she did not have a fawn this year, and she is the mother of the yearling buck there. So was really hoping she'd have us another buck fawn the way that he turned out, but you know, that's how these things go. She wasn't in good enough body condition to actually breed back, so she didn't have us a fawn. So we've got her back up. She's 100%. She looks better than she ever has in her life this year, and we're really looking forward to getting her up there, getting her with the new breeder, and seeing what we can get out of her. There's one of the little fawns there that's already out of her spots and already into her winter gray. They have done really well. These two single fawns have done a lot better than the ones that have twins, just because, you know, they're having to share milk and all that type of stuff. You'll see the difference when we get to Buckshot's pen, in the difference in those fawns and the difference in these two. How well these two fawns look. Already out of their spots. That one's still got a little bit of summer red to come off, but they're doing really well. So let's walk over here. We'll take a look at Buckshot. I'll show you what he's looking like, how he's doing after his antler removal. I cut you guys off a little short the other day when it got dark. He wasn't completely woken up. So I just wanted to bring you guys back and show you that he has done really well after that. Just walk around here, take a look at this girl here. Now this is Topaz. Topaz is 3 years old. She's nursing a buck fawn and a doe fawn this year. She's still transitioning into that winter gray. This is Diamond. Diamond's also 3 years old this year. She still has a lot of her summer coat on. This is Yellow 13. This is Buckshot and Topaz's daughter from last year. And there's the fawns that are in this pen. You can see this one here. It still has all of its spots. And that one still has all of its spots. And that one has a lot of its spots still. So they're not as big as the ones that were just singles. So a lot of times we really don't mind them having singles. You turn out to be a lot healthier fawns a lot of times, and we surely don't want to have triplets. It's hard on these does to nurse twins all year, much less triplets. So, and there he is, Buckshot. Hey, buddy. Went through that process with no problems and back up to 100%. Hey, baby, you can come and see me? Oh, yeah. So Topaz here was bottle fed. We bottle fed her, so she's pretty tame. So there's a look at what we got in the West pen or in Buckshot's pen. Now these guys will be moved out with the breeder buck. I'm thinking we're gonna do that about the first part of October. I just want to give these fawns as much time with their mothers as I can before they wean. And I have to give Groot enough time to get over that broken leg. I don't want him chasing the does around and stuff, and when they get up there and still have that cast and stuff and that leg not be back to 100%. So we're gonna put the move off for another 3 weeks or so at least, maybe longer, depends on Groot's recovery. The deer don't usually go into rut till the first part of November here in western Oklahoma, so it's not a big deal if they don't move up there right away. So we'll just have to see what Groot does in his progression with that broken leg and make a decision on when to move him at that point. I'll sneak up here real slow. I want to give you guys a look at Groot and just kind of monitoring that leg as best we can, watching to make sure that the cast is staying on there, everything is looking good. I'm not going to get in there with him, but we'll just take a look at him through the fence here. So there he is up there in the corner. And I realized that I didn't show you guys a picture of him with those antlers on his head. When we did that antler video where I kind of made the announcement about him, I didn't really show the picture of him with the antlers on. So what we'll do is we'll just kind of break from this video right here just a second, and I'll show you that picture, and then we'll be right back. Okay guys, so just like the other twins, we're taking a look at Nina's twin buck fawns that she has this year. And you can see they are just a little bit behind the others. The ones that were singles are a little bit bigger and they're already into their winter coats. And these guys are just a little bit smaller. So we're gonna go ahead and leave Nina with them, like I said, until at least the 1st of October. So we're gonna go through and see if we can find her. She's in the new pen that I just built on the east side. I like to move her out during the day and give her a break from those fawns and give her some of this real nice green grass. These fawns really have taken a toll on her this year, and she was looking pretty skinny. We've been treating her for some worms and giving her some medications, trying to get her weight back on. So I kind of saved the best for last here for you guys. Now, Nina is a very special deer to us. She's the very first deer that we've ever had, and she kind of started this whole deer venture that we've got going on here. Started out just as wanting to have a pet deer as a hobby, and then now transitioning to a full-time business. So when we started this little deer farm, we had no intentions of really breeding deer. We just wanted to have a deer for a pet, and we wanted to do it the legal way. make sure that everything was legal, that we were legally able to own deer. And so you have to go through the state and get a license through the agriculture department, and you have to build a pen to their specifications to keep the deer. It's really not anything that's a big deal, but you know, it's a couple $100 for the license, and then you have to have your pens inspected every year. And we'll make sure that we did it right, we did it legal, and then we went ahead and picked her out. We bottle fed her, and now it's almost 7 years later, and she's still with us here. Oh, baby, you sweetheart. So like I said, I'm getting her out here, just trying to give her a break from those fawns during the day and trying to get her ready for breeding season. I want to get some weight on her where, you know, she's in the good body condition where she's going to hopefully give us another set of twin buck fawns in the here coming next spring. I know, sweetheart. Okay, just to kind of recap, guys, just go through the list here and just let you know what deer we do have and what deer that we actually sold. So with the does, we have Nina here, we have Ruby, we have Topaz, we have Diamond, we have Red 20, we have Yellow 13, and we have Slim. Oh, baby. No, you don't need the paper. And as far as the bucks go right now, we moved out the piebald spec. We moved out the breeder buck Big Shot. So that leaves us with Bo, Groot, Buckshot, and then the yearling that you guys seen down there. And then plus the 8 fawns that we have. So there's a little update for you guys about what's going on with the deer, how many deer we have, kind of who they are. And as we get ready to go into this breeding season, hopefully Groot will be ready to go in the next 2 or 3 weeks. With that broken leg, it gets healed up and we're able to put those does with him. So I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll be back.